let me tell you something we're doing. We focus every year when we do our action plan, and one of the things we're looking at this year is we went in and we redid our unit template and our lesson plan template again, because we all use the same one. And we put them on the shared folder at school, so if I want to pull up something that somebody's teaching, I pull up the timelines and I pull up the lesson plan, and then I can go on in there and see them, but they can do it with each other too for the peer observations. But one of the things we felt like we needed to work on this year, just as we were looking at all of the units and things, is that somehow we had gotten away from the big idea. And so we felt like our units needed to be reassessed in relationship to the big idea. And so we've been working on some assessment, but we also asked them to go back and make sure all those essential questions, all those performance tasks, that everything reflects back to the big idea. And so we're having them reassess those units. Now, in fact, the instructional coaches have to have by June 30th the first unit that they're going to teach this year. And then they'll have them back to them by pre-planning. The next section I want you to look at, but I want you to, as we're doing this, I want you to think about something. You see already where that you already have so much going on. So you don't have to start from nothing. You could do this with your staff, and then you could come back and you could do it like Elizabeth's got. What do you need to do next? Because that's where you really have to look. You first want to make everybody feel good in your school about here's what we're doing well, here's what we're doing right, the keys to this. Then if you take her foldable, what does it say?
Yeah,
Is it next steps?
Take your foldable. Right, here's what you need to do. Take your foldable. I've already cut it out for you. Fold it over so that it looks like this. Maybe I should cut it. This is what I did with my staff when we were up for redesignation. I just reminded them what the big areas were, the 4 big areas that we've got written over there, and the characteristics of them. They had the rubric in front of them, which has all the details. And then, if you open it up at the very top, it says, and this was WBMS, Wedbridge Middle School. What did we do as a school? Maybe you weren't involved in it, but you know that the 6th grade does a Starbucks unit or a Starbucks unit. You know that, and that's huge under our academics. So you write that up here. They wrote down tons of stuff. And then, one thing that I did, I had them write down what they did individually down here. This says, my contributions to the Wedbridge team, so that each person had a responsibility. Okay, I'm not a 6th grade teacher, but they do Starbucks, but what do I do for academic? In my classroom, what did I do? And so the teachers wrote down different things.
This is where your PE coaches get hit kind of hard, because they have to realize I'm supposed to be doing something too.
Yeah, and so, and that's one thing. Well, one thing that we did because
I
of that,
struggle with my PE.
we do writing across the curriculum.
We do too.
I've had parents say, Ms. Fogarty, why are they having to write in PE? And it's like, it's across the curriculum. We all write every subject. This year, we had the connections teachers have the kids read a book, and then they had to write it up. That was having to do with our High Five for 25. That's a reading program that we have. You have to read 25 books a year. And so we divided the increments of 5. And this year, the teacher committee said, okay, we want them to do a nonfiction book, and let's do that nonfiction book in connections time, so that the connections teachers could have the kids read a book about playing football, about dance, about art, whatever. It was great. So, but this was a really, really good thing that we used, that every teacher got. They had to think, what do we do as a school? Write it up here. What do I do individually? They no names on them. They turned them into me. We made a great big old long list. And then these last 3 things were to help our report. You wouldn't have to use those 3 things. But
And I guess your stretch goals would be
the stretch goals on the back.
what are the things you need to work on, okay? Now, on developmental responsiveness, and y'all, this is one of the places that middle school should be, this is one of the places that you're going to get hurt if you're not, if they're coming to look at you to be a school to watch. they're really big on that adolescent child, and that we know them and that we know what is right for them. But it comes natural if you love them. People say, oh, how do you work with them? Y'all, this is my favorite age.
Oh, me
and
too.
when it was my own children, I would have given them to you. You could take them home with you. This was the worst age for my daughter and I. This is when she started borrowing my makeup, and oh dear goodness, I couldn't find my scarf, I couldn't find my mascara, and her daddy would get mad because we fuss every morning. But everybody else's children, y'all, I love this age. It is the most innocent. I called somebody when I got back from a conference, and this guy in Ohio, he was speaking with me at something. I got him back that Friday night because I just got back and had to go to a dance that night. We have dances from 7 to 9:30 on Friday nights, about once every 6 weeks for them. Because there's not a lot to do in our community, but now I like to make money too. But we had it, so I called him and I said, you know, because we've been talking about adolescence, and I said, I'm standing here to dance, and I said, there is so much sin and so much innocence in the same room. And there was. I mean, it's just unbelievable. But, so on developmental responsiveness, I want you to look, here's what Elizabeth and I wrote. She put test talks, and this is where students, you want to tell them about test talks?
Yeah, test talks are where students take we give them their test scores, and we talk about confidentiality. I mean, and they have a trifold board around them so nobody can see their test scores. And then they set goals. Okay, I'm a level 2 right now. Now I want to go to a level 3. I am 4 questions away from being a level 3. So this next year I want to be a level 3. So I put down I want to be a level 3. That's my goal. Then I write down very specific strategies to get to a level 3. I'm going to have to do my homework every night, not just once a week. I got to do it every night. I'm going to read those books that the teacher assigns. I'm going to go to the extra help sessions, whatever it is. And we have a whole PowerPoint that we do with the students, but every child in the school has the test talks. I make the counselors and the assistant principals for each grade level, because I have 3 of each, go into every classroom at the grade level. And it's a huge responsibility, but number one, I want the kids to think of an assistant principal as somebody other than a disciplinarian, because they are. I can't stand it when the assistant principal, the only thing they can do is change a light bulb and keep the building clean. I hate that. They're instructional leaders. So I want, that's one thing they do, and we do it in January, and they spend the entire month of January going into, and I think it's maybe all the social studies classes, whatever the grade level decides what class to give up, because you have to give up a class period for them to go in and do that. So that, test talks are one of the things I put up here. What's Up was another one, and that one.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
At my school, during that ELT at the first year, we teach them how to set SMART goals.
Yep.
And because otherwise they're just going to say, I'm going to do my homework. How often are we going to do that? I'm going to study.
No, that's not enough.
So we teach them to write a SMART goal, and we actually have them look back at the domain performance that they've had from 4th grade up to present, and we also look at every unit test that they do. They also look at that unit test, and even if they didn't make a really good score, they can see that they mastered a certain standard or element, and so that they need to work down here on this standard and element. It lets the kid focus and become more responsible, because probably one of the biggest things the teacher's going to fuss about in the middle school, if it's not the disrespect that some of them can have for you, it is their lack of responsibility. So you want to keep coming up with things that make them own their own learning. Go ahead, Elizabeth. Excuse me.
No. I mean, I'm looking at the rubric. There are tons of things that you do. I mean, look at number 2, counselors. There are lots of stuff in number 2 for counselors to do. Parent education activities. We do a lunch and learn every month for our parents. They come in, they bring their lunch in. We have a guest speaker come and talk, or you could do it at a PTA meeting in the afternoon. Number 4, students talk about daily issues in their own lives. We have a What's Up program. Websters are talking together. That's what What's Up is. It's an advisement. We do it every other week for 25 minutes.
We do advise about every other week. A lot of our it's character ed.
Yep, it's character ed. Using the videos, y'all have those videos in your schools.
I also made a parent involvement center where the parent
resource
as long as
center.
that building's open until 6 o'clock at night. If you want to use one of those computers, I don't care if it's for your college work. If you don't have it at home or the internet access, you're welcome to walk over or drive up and come in there. You can come check your child's grades. You can do research with your child there in that center. So, but we teach classes in there too. You said something I wanted to. I put student-led conferences. That's real big with NMS, with middle school too, is a student-led conference.
And this one, number one up there, one in the first bullet, this is the smaller communities. That's where I put my two-person teams in the sixth grade.
Right. So, are y'all ready to post something?
Quick question.
Yes.
A lot of my students want to get better at reading, struggling readers. So if they want to work on their own, what's the best for them?
On their own?
Right. They're not at school, and they want to improve. So what's the best for them?
Well, we read, I mean, on our marquee this summer, it says read 30 minutes every day. I mean, they hear that all the time, read 30 minutes every day. I don't care if it's a newspaper, I don't care if it's a hot rod magazine, read 30 minutes every day. While your mom's cooking dinner, sit down and read out loud to them.
But if they're...
But I mean, and start on any level.
Right.
Where they can feel success.
We identify struggling readers, and we came up with a process that we used that we have shared all the way down with kindergarten. Now they're doing it for us. We identify children in 4 areas as struggling readers, and we tell you exactly what level 1 is, level 2, level 3, level 4, so that when they come to me from 5th grade, they can tell me this child's going to be a level 3 struggling reader or a level 1, which is a non-reader. And then, and I still get them. But I'm going to say that with some of those children, it's the instruction that's got to be there. So if there's some kind of program you can set up during the summer so they don't lose that time, at-risk children and children that can't read are highly at risk. And now we don't help, outside of ELT, we don't offer help to children that are less than 2 grade levels behind in reading, because they're going to get it from my reading teachers, my literature. We call it literature, but they're reading specialists. So they know how to identify those children and work with them. But it's, and I mean, we have like a 92% passing in the reading. We have very few children that are really off grade by the 8th grade. They come into us in 6th grade, a lot of them. But we work it out. But we offer them reading. Some of my children have reading twice a day. They have literature where they're taught critical thinking, reading skills. And then they have their reading resource where they're taught fundamentals.
Is there a reason why you don't call it reading? You call it literature? Is
Because
kind of like the advanced class placement?
No. The reason you don't is because you have to have a teacher that has certification.
There are lots of ways to get around it.
So you just call it literature. We're very clever. In schools and blocks, we get very clever.
So they're actually teaching the reading standards. However, the identification of class is
Right. But we're going back through. Now, when you look at Common Core, how many of y'all have looked at that? I won't get off on that, but it is going to be incredible training program for science and social studies that haven't done what hers have, which is teach some literature, because they're responsible for 10 of those standard literacy standards. I mean, responsible.
Is it the informational literacy?
It's the content literacy.
For your 2-member team, how was it, I know it's probably already established now, but
Y'all ready?
your expectation for teachers to have, I guess, dual certification?
You can ask any of my teachers. I'm a fanatic about it. And one of the things, I think it's under the organizational structures and process, there's one that says the principal will, look at your chart. The principal must, it's a middle school, so I expect people to be more than single certified. I will not hire a social studies person and that's all. I won't do it. You come to me and you're going to be double certified, if not triple certified.
She has to pick
What about the
food and I
person
do.
who's already there?
Then I say, here's what you're going to teach next year. Go get reading certified, and they got to do it.
Oh,
mean,
I
they
do
just
that too.
And it's. I'm very fortunate because I got to open the school, and that's one thing that when I opened the school, I said I want 2-person teams. This is the way it's going to be. I didn't ask for input on that for anybody, from anybody, and I asked for input for everything.